Welcome to Qigong for Health and Wellness. My name is Susan Churchill. Let's just bring ourselves into a column of peace for 1 minute. Standing, sitting, or lying down, you could bring your hands in prayer position that connects the heart meridians in the palms and all the different organ systems, which are energy channels, are in the fingers. Smile and feel yourself nourished from the earth, nourished from the universe, and just within a gentle, centering column of peace. And you allow yourself to fill up, and you can use yellow colors and soak yourself up like a sponge. And you can even feel how you have so much all the time that you're dripping it out. You're radiating it out to nourish all around you. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly, deeply, and gently, and just notice. Release your hands down gently and start bouncing from the knees. Thanks for joining me today. Hi, Lynn, June. Hi, Lily. Hello. Welcome. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Let's bring our hands up over our heads, and we'll bounce for a little bit with our hands over our heads to live to 100. So remember, Master Lynn says if you do this, if you can bounce for 5 minutes with your hands up over your head, so just getting those elbows over the shoulders every day, within an hour of waking up, you're going to live to 100. Just that. If that's your practice every day, that's what he says. So we've done that for 3 years, and now we're moving. I'm moving, well, evolving this practice. And that's now I'm giving that to you to take care of from now on your own. Hi, Joanne. And we'll go side to side. Let the shoulders guide the movement. Feel the opening in the rib cage. Feel the opening in the hips and knees. And it's when you, not that you want to injure, but like I fell, like, is it over 2 weeks ago now? Or is it 3 weeks? And two, I think. Anyway, this was very difficult to do with my knee hurting. And so see, that's one of the ways you can find out what's going on with your body, is when you do a practice like this, when you're doing consistently, every day if possible, then you're going to notice when something's off. All right. So like the next thing. So we did our bouncing, and then we're going to do tapping and cupping. And I after I fell 3 or so years ago and got a concussion, I learned about shoulder shrugs and how it was good for our brain, healing our brain. So I added that to this. So we're going to do 3 of those today. We're going to lift the shoulders up to the ears. Head goes back. Tongue touching the roof of the mouth. Eyes closed. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Holding for about 9 seconds. And then you slowly lower your shoulders and your head comes up. And you feel the spinal fluid, which was gathering there, coming up and chemically cleaning your brain out, helping out. And then we'll pull the shoulders down. Release stress off them and release. So, but this is a great one to notice what is going on with you today, from day to day. So let's do it again. Because sometimes you're going to do this in your head, it's just going back so easily, and you're breathing easily. And you're like, oh, this is so nice. And you're getting soft and just relaxing and softening so easily. And pull the shoulders down. And hi, Lynn. Hi, Melissa. And then other times you might do this, and the shoulders, you know, you're stressing, and so you're, instead of your arms just wiggling, they're gonna, and you're like, uh-oh. What's that telling me? Release. Let myself soften. Or your head goes back and it just goes teeny bit back, versus maybe yesterday you went much further back. And that's telling you, oh, well, what's going on here? Or maybe you just can't relax. Your mind is just spinning, spinning, spinning as you slowly lower and you come back up. And then it's hard to get to that whoosh feeling. And that's okay. See? Pull the shoulders down. We don't have to necessarily, hi Maria, we're not going to improve every single day, and it's just going to be, you know, in 2 months you are Master Lynn. Well, maybe you are, you know, which is cool. But all kinds of things affect us. So it could be the weather, it could be what we're eating, it could be emotional distress, stuff that's happening in the family, relationships, medicine, the weather, you know. There's so many things that can affect how the chi flows. And so what we're learning, which is so exciting, is that we're learning how to listen to the body, where it says, one day it says, you know what, I'm gonna put on Susan, and you know, I'm gonna do what I can, and then that's all, and then I'm going back to bed. Or let's tap the cheekbones. Or maybe it's I really want to do this, I just can't face it this morning. And then you put an alarm on and you say, okay, 2 o'clock, let's see how I feel at 2 o'clock. And then I do it. Or you just say, well, today, this is how much I can do. And you do that. Cup the base of your head. And some days you're going to be able to do this one. You're going to be able to do another practice. You're going to do 2 meditations during the day. You're going to be outside and exercising, and then you're going to cook all this stuff, and then you're going to create a painting, and then you're going to, you know, have a family Zoom. And we're going to allow ourselves to have all these different days. And then listen to when the body says, done, says, okay, that's good for me today. How about you? Or you take a break. Let's do another set. You're working really hard. You're at your desk at the computer. And you're like, okay, and you got your little thing underneath where you're pedaling. And then you're just, even though you're falling asleep at the computer. So maybe that's telling you something. Let's cup the window of the lungs. So what's it saying? Get up, tap your tailbone, go for a walk, take a break, do a puzzle. Go find a pet if you have one, and pet the animal. So, just to let you know, you can do Qigong in bits and you can do it all together. What's most important, let's cup our knees and the backs of the knees, both sides left and right. Come up on the toes, down on the heels. Avoid this if you're pregnant. So what's most important is that you start to listen and you pay attention to what your body's saying. If it's saying time to eat, time to sleep, time to exercise. So pay attention to that. So you learn, so you're taking the best care of yourself inside and out. If your mind is going whirly, you know, whatever the word might be, crazy, and sitting there and trying to work while your mind's going like that, think about what can you do. You could get the Head to Toe Healing book, which is around here somewhere, and you could say anxiety. And then you go to whatever page it is where Master Lin says, cup the top of your head. Why do we cup the top of the head if our mind is going like crazy? Seems like, yeah, it's just like a rub the tummy thing. But what you're doing is you're driving the chi down to the internal organs, down to the feet. So it's not all just sitting up here buzzing. Isn't that cool? So there's so many things you can learn. So I encourage you to do so. All right, so beautiful day today. That was our active exercises. Then we're going to get into beginning of the universe position. And then after that, we're going to do neck dolphining. Okay, that's going to be our healing movement for sleep, because that's what we're working on for 14 days. So what we do now is get into beginning of the universe position. So our feet are shoulder hip distance apart. Bend your knees, elbows out, smile on your face. Notice your posture. Tuck your tailbone a little bit in and out and see where there's just this nice release in the lower back. Talk to your spine. It's getting stronger, straighter, stronger, straighter, stronger, straighter, completely straight, totally aligned. And if you still feel crooked, that's okay, because we're just putting that intention out there. And that tells the chi what to do. So then if the shoulders are being all wonky, you know, play with them a little. Say, hey, okay, time to play. Let's soften, till they melt down. And you can look at the lower dantian and feel a gentle, warm message from your lower dantian. You can come to the middle dantian and see how bright it is. You can go all the way up to the upper dantian and see the light in there. You can go further and further and see a beautiful sun in the center of the universe, and just know it has all the love of everyone who's ever loved you and everyone you've ever loved, and it just starts pouring down. And when that comes through, just like the peace when we're standing in that column of peace, extra energy you no longer need just gently leaves like butterfly. It turns into something like butterfly, see? And then it just leaves the body. And you feel lighter and lighter and lighter. Stretch your fingers and toes. Get those toes down on the ground. And then release most of the way. Smile. Smile stands for start my internal love engine. The tongue is gently touching the tip of the tongue's gently touching the roof of the mouth. Our chin comes in to align the neck with the rest of the spine. And we're holding this position. Our knees are bent. Maybe we're going to bend our knees more today. We've got lots to do. We want a lot of kidney chi. And we start to feel ourselves lifting for no reason. Or maybe we feel goosebumps. Or just the voice in our head just goes down. Or maybe you can't even hear me as much anymore. Excellent. We switch our breathing to in and out through the nose. And say the password, I'm in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together. Can you embody the universe? Yep. Give it a try. And then you so easily connect to what's most divine for you. What is it? Your creator, your family, your angels, the plants you just planted, the spring, or the leaves falling down in the fall. And notice where the energy is. Where do you feel warmth or buzzing or light or anything, any kind of thing, sensation, or sometimes you get a whiff of a smell, or you can hear something beautiful. And guess what you do now? You just pour in what you want. You open your heart and say, this is what I want. I am so grateful for the resources to come to me for healing my, and then you fill in the blank. All right, I'm going to sit down. So you can do this neck dolphining standing, sitting, or lying down. I'm going to do it sitting because then I have a cushion here because my chair's rounded. Because it's easiest, it's easiest to start, and it is very good to have your back up against the chair when you're doing this to give you some structure. All right, and so you give it a try on your own, what you need. And what you do is soften the shoulders. If you're sitting, you can have your hands up or down. I tend to like down doing this. I don't know why. It's up to you. Spine nice and straight. Tuck your chin in for just a sec to get yourself aligned. Tip of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth, breathing in and out through the nose. Make sure your feet are grounded. If you're laying down, if you can bend your knees and have your feet down or against like a pillow or something so you can feel that groundedness. And then you just, like you're not lifting, we don't want to hyperextend, but you're jutting your chin forward. And then you scoop up a ball. Scoop up a beautiful energy ball. And then hold it against your neck and roll up slowly. If your shoulders, like I just felt my shoulders tighten, if they tighten, use your mind to soften them. When you get to the top, lean back. It's like your chin is drawing in even more. You're leaning back and you're feeling the pull in the back of the neck and this front chest area. And then you release, and I like the idea of just letting that light go in, opening, wherever you want to direct that light. And then do it again. Now, when you come out and scoop down, that's when we breathe in, okay? So we're coming forward and we're breathing in as we scoop up a ball, and then we hold it against our neck. Don't want to drop that beautiful ball of light. And we slowly roll up, and that's when we exhale. When you get to the top, you can hold your breath, unless you're still exhaling, and lean back. Feels like holding breath to me. Now, if anybody has heard Master Lin say something different, please correct me. I have no problem learning and being corrected. All right, and then we let that go and we let it just soak in and notice maybe where it goes. Maybe that ball of light's going to travel somewhere in your body. How interesting is that? And then just keep going. You just want to go slowly. Sometimes we feel like we really need to rush everything. This is a half an hour that you can take for yourself to step out of the race. I have discovered over the last 6 years, and even more so now, reading Master Lin's Enlightenment Promise book with friends, learning more things like I'm learning EFT and inner child reparenting. If you want to talk about that, I am having such a blast learning this. So give me a buzz, let me know. I'm learning so much about me. That's what Qigong is too. Did you know that? We're just learning about ourselves and that we can create, co-create our lives. And maybe we can understand why we feel what we feel. And what if we learn something about ourselves that makes us more kind, more loving, more compassionate, more forgiving of others? And of ourselves. There, I got into whole philosophy there. All right, we've got about 3 minutes. So I will attempt to be quiet. You're all giggling, I know that. And continue doing neck dolphining. If you just came in, we kind of jut our chin forward. We scoop up a ball of light. We hold it against our chin, our neck. Release the shoulders so they're not tight. Roll up. Lean back. Let that light enter our body, sink in, and then do it again. Let's do 2 more. Slow it down. Can you slow it down this time? Really slow, like you're a turtle, tortoise. Notice if as you're doing this, there's a time where your shoulders tense up. Even if it's every second, soften them along the way. Awesome. Now keep your eyes closed and just take some deep breaths in and out. And take inventory. How do you feel? Do you feel warmth, coolness, tingling, goosebumps, pain even? Anywhere within your body? Let's breathe in, and let's breathe in white light and yellow light and green light and blue light and red light coming in to through all the pores, through your back, your head, your feet, everywhere. Let it go into and between every cell and saturate every cell, tissue, organ, bone, in your bone marrow. Let's let it saturate our mind, our thoughts, our feelings, as well as our skin and hair and muscles. Smile in your heart. Beautiful. Now, we're going to gather all the chi we cultivated. We just cultivated so much peace and happiness and joy and contentment and gratitude. Even if we weren't paying attention to it, we did. And let's bring it all, and the experiences that we had. Because we don't have to write it all down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We just bring it in and let the wisdom start to be soaked in to what we do, to what we think, and spin it faster and faster and faster, and it gets smaller and brighter and smaller and brighter and even smaller and brighter, so it turns into a tiny little energy pill you tuck deep behind the nape. Breathing in, we slowly open our eyes, rub our hands together. And rub our face. 2 fingers slide up the sides of the nose, a little bit of pressure here, and then up to the forehead. And if you can cover your eyes with your palms, that sends healing into your eyes. And you could just do that too. We could just do that today. So let's just rub our hands together, get them nice and warm, and then just put them over our eyes. I'm ironing out all my wrinkles, keeping some laugh lines, but and then think about your eyeballs, and think of all those muscles that are holding your beautiful eyeballs in, and let them all soften. Let your eyebrow soften. The cheek, the muscles. There's so many muscles in our face and around our eyes. And you can send in green light too when you do that. So that's something you could do. That's in Master Lin's book, I'm sure. Head to Toe Healing. Otherwise, just remember what I said. Okay. I'm just going to go through some more soothing exercises if you want to stay with me. If you have to go, then I will see you again next time. So you can take your arm out and you can just pat the inside and the outside of your arms. Switcheroo to the other side. Come down the body and underarm. And the other side. And you could say hello to the kidneys again. That's where our vitality is, the kidneys. And the lower dantian is called the vitality center. Tap the tailbone. This is a way, tapping the tailbone, is a way to give yourself more energy. So if you're just tired out, you could stand up and tap your tailbone. Tap the hips, come down to the knees, cup the tops of the knees, backs of the knees. Sorry, I'm too far forward, you can't see me. Left knee, both sides, so I got both my hands around my knee, and then the right side. All right, one giant 10,000 hand breath in, and really allow yourself to move slowly and to feel 10,000. Start with 10, and then double it, or times 10 to 100, and then get it to 10,000. And feel as if you are a lotus flower. Can you feel that? And you're looking up to the sun, and it's just pouring down so many gifts for you. So many gifts. You can feel them pouring into all your arms. You bring your hands and all the hands together in prayer position. Let them rest on the top of your head as you accept the gifts of the universe. This is the time for you to allow yourself to receive. Can you allow yourself to receive today? And with our hands in this position, we take a little bow and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I send you many, many blessings. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Ooh, tomorrow I have got to get off early. Yikes, because I'm doing Spring Forest Qigong every day. So, so I'm going to end a little early so I can get on with Master Jackie to prepare for Spring Forest Qigong every day. So if you don't know about that, you can go to the YouTube channel, Spring Forest Qigong, every day. You can find it there, and make sure you're getting notifications. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe twice. Okay, bye.